Hey everybody, going hatless today to prove to some of the trolls that I do have hair. But I've been getting some requests lately to discuss some stuff, and I love requests because, as all of you know, I enjoy hearing myself speak. This request is from Quest for Glory Gamer with 2 R's. Nice name, by the way. Very nice. The name of the message he sent me was Rant Request. Now, of course, some people say, all you do now is rant, and that's simply not true. My latest 2 videos weren't even about ranting or anything like that. But the message says, what's your opinion on Square Enix? It seems like you put Final Fantasy on the cover of something, it will sell. Or does it seem that the series started to fall after the first 10 entries? In the Final Fantasy series, the 12th installment was okay, but what do you think? What do you think? I think it's a typo. What do you think Square Enix should do? He put an extra what in there. Made me sound like an idiot. Congrats. It's okay. I don't read good anyways. Yeah, well spoken, but don't read good. What do I think about Square Enix? Well, you put in their rant request, but I don't really want to rant about anything, so I guess I'll just discuss. This will be a video game discussion, or Square Enix Future. Anybody remember when it was just Square? Or Square Soft? I'm sure some of you remember when we played like Final Fantasy, and it was good. You remember that? When you'd sit there and you'd be like, oh, that's awesome. Oh, fire. Oh, ooh. That was a really great story element. Something like that. Lately it seems like Square Enix has just been faltering. Now, I'm going to go over several points in this video. I'm going to go over what used to be good. I'm going to go over the Final Fantasies lately that have been failing. I'm going to go over the extra Square Enix projects that have failed, like Third Birthday and Mindjack. And I'm going to go over future projects that I hope don't fail, like Deus Ex. Oof. If I can say before you even get there, if Deus Ex fails, if it sucks, I will never buy another game by Square Enix ever again. I will boycott the entire company because there is no excuse. If Deus Ex better be the reason why all these games have been failing lately. They're putting all their effort into Deus Ex. Deus Ex. Alright, let's go over some of the older entries. Now, the first 9 Final Fantasies, I think all of them have been ported over to the PlayStation. I mean, yes, many of them were on the SNES and I think the NES. Did Nintendo ever have Final Fantasy 1 on just the NES? I'm not sure. But as for the first 9 entries that have been ported over to the PlayStation and everything, I've played all of them on and off. I just don't know which systems. The first 9 entries are grand. Now, some of them stand out in our eyes, like many people absolutely love Final Fantasy 4, Final Fantasy 6, Final Fantasy 7, too much fanboy shit around that one. Final Fantasy 8, despite Spoonie's thoughts, was actually really good. Now, I'll be apprehensive to say that there was really a love story there when Squall barely knew Renoa, but Final Fantasy 8 was pretty good. Final Fantasy 9, superb. Throwbacks to the previous entries, just great. Now, if I had to say let's say the top 3 Final Fantasies, the ones that I think are the absolute best Final Fantasies, I would go 6, 4, and number 1 would be, of course, the first Final Fantasy, because it pulled them out of the dirt. They were about to close entirely, and it kind of saved them. Final Fantasy X for the PS2. Let's go over the PS2 entries. Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy X-2, Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus, and Final Fantasy XII. I'm going to skip over 11 because it is an MMO, but I'll talk about it. 10 was okay. The voice acting was iffy, but then again, it's a Japanese game. Sometimes you get iffy voice acting. The story was pretty good. The cycle of death and rebirth, and the creepy zombie molesters that Seymour was. It was pretty good. I was really confused by some of the stuff that happened in it, like how stupid the entire group was throughout most of the game. I mean, just kill Seymour. Kill him. And then do your little ritual and he'll be gone. But after you fight the guy for like 4th time, they send him. 10-2? I've got it back here somewhere. I will never beat it. I bought it just to have it in my collection. Actually, I bought it because Taylor said he wanted to play it and he didn't finish it. 10-2 was okay. My eye itches. 10-2 was okay what little I played of it. It had pretty good graphics and it was very upbeat compared to the previous one, which was really gloomy. But, it's okay. No fail stamp there. Final Fantasy VII Dirge of Cerberus was a real big departure. It was a shooter. And I gotta be honest, I like Dirge of Cerberus. There are a lot of people that don't like Dirge of Cerberus, and most of them just bitch about Kate Sith, you know. I remember reading in Game Informer, they said, right now Cloud and Red 13 are doing something awesome. Yeah, so what? Vincent's cool too. The only problem I have with Dirge of Cerberus was sometimes the save system pissed me off. You could only save and then do like a temp save, and when you reload the temp save, it deleted it. So if you died, you lose all your save data. That was not fair. And why have a shooter that goes into first-person mode where it doesn't hold the gun up? If you play Dirge of Cerberus, click the stick or whichever button you have, because it has customizable control scheme, which I love in video games. Click the stick and it goes into first-person mode, but you're not holding the gun up. That is annoying. I don't like that in games. I want to at least see his gun, the Cerberus. That would have been cool. Final Fantasy XII is one of my favorite Final Fantasies. Now, I know that sounds like heresy, but it is. I love Final Fantasy XII. And people complain, but it plays like an MMO. Let me say this. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Do you know how much time you waste waiting to go to and from a battle screen? That's a lot. When I can just take all my characters, put melee weapons in their hands like axes or hammers, and have them run through King Wraithwall's tomb over and over again and just kill enemies. No loading screens, no wasting times figuring out how much experience I got, just running around killing everything. I leveled up in that game way too fast. I just sit there with popcorn and soda, run around, kill stuff. And it got so good because they would follow other enemies. I could put the controller down sometimes and let them auto run. It was perfect. You know, I had to adjust it sometimes because one of them hit a wall. I love Final Fantasy XII. It was good. I'd like to see a Final Fantasy XII 2. But here's where we get to the part of the video where I talk about the failures. You remember how I said Final Fantasy XII 2? Yeah. Final Fantasy 13 is awful. Its day is coming. I will talk about Final Fantasy 13 one day when I actually have the balls to play some more of it. I played all of 5 seconds of it. I put it in my PS3. That might be the reason why my PS3 died. I put it in my PS3, and I couldn't even get past the opening cutscene. I was like, what in the fuck am I watching? Who is that? Where am I? What is wrong with her sword? I had all these issues that I could just nitpick. But I will eventually talk about Final Fantasy 13, but not right now. What I'm really worried about is Final Fantasy Versus 13 and Final Fantasy 13 2. Yes, they're going to be making a sequel to 13, and it's going to fucking suck. It's going to suck. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to defend this, or they're going to say, how do you know it's going to suck? Final Fantasy 13 is garbage. The sequel is probably going to be garbage too. Final Fantasy 10 was mediocre. 10-2 was mediocre. Think about it. Versus 13, I was hoping for this one, and then I read in Game Informer, we're going to make Versus 13 have even more fast-paced, frenetic action. If I wanted to play an action game, I would be playing an action game. I want to play an RPG. I want to have stat-based combat, strategic fighting. Ooh, look, that guy's made of ice. Fire! Oh, a wind monster. Throw a rock at it. That's what I want. That's why I play these kinds of games. I don't play them to have fast-paced action. That's what I've got Devil May Cry for. That's what I got Bayonetta for. Bayonetta makes this whole area hurt. I don't want fast and frenetic combat. I want a good story, pretty graphics, and strategic combat. That's all I want. Why can't y'all go back to the way y'all used to make Final Fantasy and quit fucking it up? I kind of skipped over 11, didn't I? 11 is awesome. If you have a PC or if you have a 360 and you want to play 11, play it. It's awesome. Let's talk about some of the other things Square Enix has been making and failing. Third Birthday. Whew. There was some hope there. I mean, pretty graphics. It's on a handheld. It was a shooter. It sucks. Now, I'll be honest, I haven't gotten a whole lot of time with Parasite Eve. I played about 5 minutes of Parasite Eve. I was going to buy it from a friend, and I was testing it out, and I looked at the case and saw it had multiple discs, and I was like, what's up, dude? You only got one disc. And he's like, I don't know where the others are. So I quit playing it, because if I'm going to play through it, I want to play through it. I don't want to get stopped and have like a, please insert the second disc, like Metal Gear Solid did and scared the crap out of me. Metal Gear Solid 4 comes on one disc, and it does that to you. Parasite Eve is, from what my understanding is, a Resident Evil style RPG horror strategy thing. I'm not sure what it is, but I know it has RPG qualities to it. But it was a shooter, and it was kind of like RE. I really want to play these games. If anybody knows where I can get Parasite Eve and Parasite Eve 2, let me know. If there's anybody that wants to send them to me, let me know first. But Third Birthday is just a failure. The story makes no sense at all. Like, you'll think it makes sense. Be like, oh, what is that? I don't know where she's going. I'll never see him again. It's just, it doesn't make any sense. The gameplay itself could have been real good if the controls weren't convoluted and, you know, spaz out every 5 seconds. But really, Third Birthday is a fail. Is it as big a fail as Mind Jack? I'm not sure. Mind Jack, I don't even have to tell you guys about Mind Jack. If you want, you go hop on over to Angry Joe's Blistered Thumbs site or his YouTube channel and watch his review of it, because he pretty much sums it up in every way possible. Stay away from that game. Stay far away from that game. Now I get to talk about something good. I don't hate Square Enix. I hate that they keep on sucking. But I do hope the next installments are something good. Like I said at the beginning of this video, if Deus Ex Human Revolution fails, no more of my money is going to Square Enix ever. I don't care if they make Final Fantasy 17 and it fucking rocks. No more money. I will cut them off. Because I can only handle so much fail. I mean, Final Fantasy 13, Mind Jack, Third Birthday. I missed Final Fantasy 14, the worst MMO in history. The E.T. of MMOs. There's only so much failure fanbase can handle before they pretty much shun you entirely. You need to stop sucking. You need to try a little bit harder to keep us entertained. And it's not that hard to do. I mean, you could remake any Final Fantasy, put it on the 360 and the PS3, and we'll gobble it up like pigs at a slop house. Literally, take Final Fantasy 4, 6, God forbid 7, because I know the fanboys will just splooge all over the place. 8, 9, Taylor suggests 10, go for 10. Remake them. HD graphics, new gameplay mechanics, put them on a PS3 or an Xbox 360 disc and resell it. Hell, the PS3 keeps remaking their games and selling them. Just do that. Or you could go back to making good games like you used to. I mean, I would love for Final Fantasy 15 to be a huge throwback. Give us the medieval style. Give us a style close to what 12 had. It was medieval and high-tech at the same time. Not just all this just iPod bullshit. I mean, too high-tech is too high-tech. Keep it simple. Give us some medieval style. Give us dragons, sword fighting. Give us a good story that makes sense, that has exposition, not reams and reams and reams of just text in your data log that you're supposed to read to get the story, and just, ooh, pretty cutscene that I don't understand at all. Don't do that to us. Give us a good story. We just want good story, good gameplay, preferably an open world. Now, I admit I love the way Final Fantasy 12 did it, with the interconnecting, beautiful world. There are a lot of gamers out there that miss the airship sequences, but with the hardware we have today, you could do an airship sequence and make it look good on these systems. It's possible. You could go back to Final Fantasy 7, 8, you could go back to 9 style and do us a good airship sequence. I keep saying sequence. You could give us an airship in an open world and make it look pretty with the interconnected cities and stuff. If you wanted to, you can do it. I know you can. I just don't want Final Fantasy 15 to suck. I want it to be good. I want it to be a welcomed addition to this shelf of stuff back here. You can see wait, you can see Gungrave, like right there. But I want it to be good, like it used to be. Deus Ex, I have such high hopes for it. I've seen the gameplay, I've seen levels, I've seen the gunplay, I've seen the different ways you can move through the environment, I've seen the different ways you can stealth attack enemies, the different ways you can assassinate them. I've seen some of the dialogue sequences, cutscenes, I've got some of the story elements down. I've got a lot of information on this game, and I've got to say, it looks like epic win all the way through. It looks literally full of win. And if it fails, I'm going to go into the bouts of depression. It's just, there's no excuse for it failing. Please, Square Enix, ensure to all of us that all your hard work is going into this game. Because what with Mind Jack, Third Birthday, Final Fantasy XIV versus Final Fantasy 13-13-2, all this fail has really destroyed my faith in you as a competent company. A CC, if you will. We want good stuff from you. And if I have to play the old games to get the good stuff back, I will. I'll go through Final Fantasy IV again and just ignore you. Here's a thought I just had pop into my head. Chrono Trigger. Fucking HD remix Chrono Trigger like Street Fighter did and put it on one of these next-gen systems. Don't mess with the story or the gameplay. Just change it from little sprites to 3D graphics, and we will eat it up. I know a lot of you are probably thinking yes right now, and I am too, because that just popped into my head. That was not rehearsed at all. Ow. Really, Square Enix, love you, but if you don't stop sucking, I'm going to beat you like an Iraqi prisoner. I probably should not have said that on camera. Thanks for the Quest for Glory Gamer, as I click to make sure I get your name right. And if anybody else has any requests, I like to answer these because I do enjoy listening to myself talk, and I can talk for a good long time. Enjoy. Stay safe.